we have Swapnil Kothari also on the phone line with us. How do you respond to that? The Attorney General saying that the sedition charges have been grossly misused in the case of Ranas.
Well, absolutely. I believe the sedition law is a very draconian law and it has to be used very sparingly by the state. Where somebody shows disaffection towards the state doesn't mean that I dislike a certain thing about the state, which is what the Ranas have done. Sedition means something that you want the state to be broken away from the union, or you want India to be fractured, or anything of that sort. That has that kind of a tenor and the tone of that particular action. Now, the Supreme Court has always said that this is also capable of being misused by the state, which is possibly the case here, not by the state, but by the state police, where they have sought to, say that, look, you cannot have a dissent with the state. And this is something which is exactly what was done in the 1870s when this 124A, A means capital A means amendment, which was brought to crush any dissent against the then British government. So that law has been still kept on the books and it has been misused very often. In fact, very few convictions have resulted, and in fact only 6 in the past, some possibly 7 to 9 years out of 400 charge sheets filed. So obviously you can see the ratio that 6 convictions out of some 400 charge sheets that have been filed clearly shows that the sedition law has been misapplied and it has been misused. So here it is a little bit of an over-enthusiasm on part of the police to invoke that particular section. They could have invoked any other lesser stringent section rather than this. And obviously, the fact that they got a bail yesterday is clearly indicating that this case on sedition is not going to survive.
Okay. In fact, speaking to us earlier, Mr. Swapnil Kothari, you had also said that the sedition charges against the Ranas will not stand ground, and that's what has happened as well. But you think sedition should be done away with completely or used judiciously?
No, it has to be used judiciously. It cannot be done away with completely, because I'm sure there are certain factions today in the whole of our country which want India to be broken. They want to be fractured. They want to secede from the union. So it is always nice to have some draconian laws like that, just the way you have death penalty, and there will always be a debate whether, the state can take life or not. But, that's a debate for another day. But as I said, that it is very important to have that law. You can have it on the statute books, but you have to use it very, very sparingly. You just can't use it for somebody saying that, I want to do something before the Chief Minister's house. So that amounts to sedition. Yes, it's a wrong thing for the Ranas to say that they wanted to sing before the Chief Minister's house. You can't do that. You have to give respect to the Chief Minister for that. You have to respect him. Whether you like him or you don't like him is a separate issue. If you don't like him, write letters. Don't do this. That is something which the Ranas were wrong, and that's the reason why the High Court denied bail earlier. Because they said that, being MLAs and public representatives, they have to be showing a little bit more decorum and a little bit more understanding.
Absolutely. Now, I understand. Mr. Swapnil Kothari, thank you for joining us with your thoughts and expertise on that. Madhav is also with us. Madhav, the issue has reached the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, while arguments are going on, the Attorney General has said that in this case, sedition charges have been misused, and this is a statement that is going to be seen very keenly, because there is a debate raging on the use of sedition charges.
Well, absolutely. And in fact, the Attorney General is, of course, clearly the top law officer of the government of India. Even though he may be assisting the court in his personal capacity, his weight personally, not just in the terms of his role or his profile as the Attorney General, but also, of course, the very fact that K.K. Venugopal is a very, very senior lawyer, one of the senior most at the bar. To that extent, clearly, of course, we're having over 5 decades of experience, 6 decades of experience as a lawyer. In such a situation, his opinion certainly holds a lot of value. Now, given the fact that there was already been a lot of political heat, a lot of political controversy over whether the Ranas threatening to chant Hanuman Chalisa before they actually did the act, whether that is really something that deserves sedition. There's, of course, we have seen several lawyers right now on the show also come out and say that it is a disproportionate use of a law that should be used very, very sparingly. If really there is any kind of threat of somebody, threatening to engage in some kind of separatist activity or act against the nation, act against the state, it's only in such circumstances that laws such as sedition should be used, if at all.
That's right. Madhav, stay with us. We have Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP also with us. Shehzad, this is something that the BJP has been saying for long, and now we have the Attorney General also saying in court that in this case, the sedition charges should not have been slapped on the couple.
Well, the Supreme Court has already clarified in multiple cases that the essential ingredient for the application of sedition law is the imminent violence that takes place. But in this particular case, Navneet Rana and her husband had not even carried out what they said they would, is the reciting of Hanuman Chalisa outside Matoshri. And Matoshri is maybe sacred for Shiv Sainik, but it is not the state, or it is not the country, or it is not Maharashtra. And therefore, the application of sedition in this case was completely out of vendetta politics, which the MBA government is known for. But having said that, look at the hypocrisy of the Congress and the NCP. In the Bhima Koregaon case, Sharad Pawar wants sedition law to be scrapped. Congress says in its manifesto, scrap sedition law, and here they apply it only to take political revenge out of those people who want to chant Hanuman Chalisa. This is the double standard of the Congress.
All right, Shehzad, thank you for joining us with those updates.